Wheel of Games! Hi, I'm bigcal. Welcome to my world and welcome to Wheel of Games. Yes, the video that happens at the end of every month. See, in the previous video, I spun the Wheel of Games, it landed on the topic, and then for the next month, I had to try and find a game that fit within that topic, play it, and then finally do a video where I talk about it, which is, this video right here. Yeah, so I spun the wheel the end of last month, and it landed on, how do I not own this? Which basically was for me to finally pick up a game for my collection that really I should have owned already, but for some reason just didn't. So, what was that game? It was Spyro the Dragon. So, what can I say about Spyro the freaking Dragon that hasn't been said a bazillion times already? Nothing. End of video. Bye! Alright, fine, I'll talk about Spyro. He's a purple fire-breathing dragon and still just a kid, I think. And because of this, when the adult dragons mock Nasty Nork and get turned to stone, he's able to avoid the attack because he's so small, and then can go about freeing his people and getting revenge. My history with Spyro is that, well, back in 1998 when it released, I didn't much care for it. Compared to other 3D platformers that had released prior to Spyro, I always found it to be kind of lacking in a lot of ways. The levels, while nice and open, just felt empty. And for a long time I would refer to the original Spyro as a tech demo and shrugged off any actual praise for it. Then, years later, I purchased the trilogy in a massive sale on the PS3 store and finally gave the series another chance. While 2 ended up as my clear favourite, I did find a new appreciation for the original game. Then this continued with the reignited trilogy for modern systems in 2018 and I enjoyed it even more. However, up until now, I've never actually gone out of my way to own the original game physically. Okay, so let's actually talk about the game. As Spyro, you can move around, do a charge move that speeds up your movement and can be used as an attack, breathe fire, and jump. And when you jump, you can also hold in the button and slowly glide across large gaps. It's basic, yeah, but it all works well. Mostly. The charging move, while needed to defeat specific enemies, does come at the cost of, well, turning. It can be very, very awkward to hit things that are ever so slightly to the left or right of you, as you simply lack the ability to do sharp turns, or soft turns, or any turn that isn't about 2 degrees after running for a mile. Basically, what you have to do then is just completely stop, align yourself, and then charge in a straight line to hit whatever you want to hit. It doesn't ruin the game or anything, but it's definitely the weakest part of movement Spyro has to offer. Levels, as mentioned already, are pretty open, with plenty of sections to explore, but they just feel mostly empty with only a small handful of enemies around. The main things filling up the levels are the gems, and chests with gems in them, and those are basically collectible like coins or Wumpa Fruit. You'll have to grab them all in order to 100% the levels, and sometimes trying to find the last couple can be a bit of a pain if they're hidden away on some secret ledge that requires a random weird blind jump or something. They aren't the main purpose of each level though, that would be dragons. Since they all got turned to stone by Nasty Nork, it's up to you to free them by simply touching them. Which feels like a kind of a lame spell from Nork really, but whatever. Each level has a certain number of dragons and you need to free so many of them to unlock new worlds. I don't think you need to find all of them to continue progressing in the game, but it is rare that you'll have to actually go out of your way to find them, so you just kind of get them all anyway. Upon freeing them, they will speak to you, sometimes giving you tips on the game, which often come far too late as you've probably done the moves they tell you about in order to reach them, or they'll speak random nonsense. I really like it though. Lastly, there are dragon eggs, which have been stolen by some weird creature that goes nah 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 and runs away from you. Chase him down, hit him, and you'll retrieve the egg. The levels themselves are all hidden behind gateways that you must travel through to reach them, and all of the gates are within different hub worlds. These are also large open areas and act as their own little levels too, complete with enemies, gems and dragons to save. Overall, Spyro the Dragon is still a very fun game, albeit lacking in some areas. Visually, while appealing, still just feels really empty even for 1998. Sound is great, and I love all of the voice acting in it too, even if some of it is really cheesy. I was able to breeze through the first two worlds in under an hour each, so the game isn't particularly long in total, but that doesn't stop me wanting to play it. Sadly, I had to due to needing to focus on Dragon Quest Tober stuff and playing the new Trails in the Sky remake, but if I didn't have those obligations, I likely would have completed the game for this video. So while Spyro 2 and 3 are overall much better games, Spyro 1 is still fun to go back to every now and then in my opinion, be it the original here on PS1 or with the Reignited trilogy. So there we have Spyro the Dragon on PS1. Finally add it to my physical collection, as I do own 2 and 3 on PS1, have done for years, and of course I own the Spyro trilogy, even the Reignited trilogy, sorry. In fact I double dipped on that, I got it on PS4 originally, and I got it on Switch as well, which I was actually just playing recently when I had to stay over at my brother's house. So yeah, Spyro the Dragon. I'm really glad I finally got into the series back when I did. I wish I'd got into it when I was a kid, but what are you going to do? So that was the game I picked up for this month. Now to spin the wheel and find out what I will be buying for in the month of October. So obviously we took off the section that it landed on, the how do I not own this yet, and replaced it with wrestling game. That was one of the earlier episodes. It's come back now as I've run out of brand new ideas. I only have like 3 extras that are never on here at any one time. So yeah, if it lands on wrestling game, this time I'll endeavour to get a wrestling game that I don't already own, which was a big mistake I made in that previous video when I got a game that not only did I own, but at the time was in the bloody background. Yeah, anyway, let's just spin the wheel and see what we end up with. Okay, bit of a crappy spin, but whatever, it landed on Nintendo game. So that will limit me to a crap ton of systems and games. I can do any Nintendo system that I want. NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, Switch, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS. Yeah, a lot of systems to choose from there. So yeah, no budget and only limited to the billion Nintendo systems. I can basically get anything I bloody well want. So it will be interesting then to see what I will pick up for next month. So I'm Big Cal, thanks for watching, and don't forget Dragon Quest Tober begins tomorrow, the introduction video as usual. And let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my picking up of Spyro the Dragon, what are your thoughts on the game, and let me know what random Nintendo console games I should try and pick up for next month. And I'll see you again next time.